Okay, so how did I do the ground? Okay, now the ground is so super easy. Think of the concrete. Okay, I did it exactly like the concrete. I put cracks and crevices in it every once in a while, like this, just a little bit differently, however. So I'm going to show you that workflow. Okay, let's look for. Wow, I'm just butchering the human language so early in the morning. Sorry. Asphalt. Six megapixels. I need a picture like this with cracks and crevices. Okay, copy that image. And I'm just going to throw it into this one. Because I already have this made, I want to kind of use this one as a base. Okay, what I did is I took the concrete and copied it over and over again and then stained the area, just like I did the other concrete. Alright, so nothing new here at all. Okay. Now, what I do is I paste this. It's a different variation and it's huge. And I can set this into the scene. About like that. Then I set that to, let me see real quick, overlay. Yep. So this is the one right here. I'm just going to move this up on top and change it to overlay. Alright, with overlay, the colors kind of match themselves, and now I can just clip away at the outside edges a little bit. Making this patch of now broken up asphalt. And this patch, I can use it over and over again. Let's say I want to use it here, for example, and then over here, and then twist it around. Okay. I can even cut away it a little bit over on this side so it's not the same. So that's how you can make broken up textures. The manhole cover, well, find yourself a good sewer hole there. Let's see here. And there's all kinds of variations. I think I use this one right here because it's a Wikipedia. It's open source. Copy this and paste it. Okay. Now, scale's a little difficult to get. I'm going to say that this manhole cover is about like this small, really. And you're going to have to play around with scale since you don't have a reference. Like the brick gave you a reference. This does not give you a reference, so it's much harder to get the actual scale down pat. Let's zoom in the area and let's fix the positioning or distortion of this. A lot of times I use a thing called perspective, and perspective allows you to fix camera distortion. Just like that. Okay, and what I do now is I clip away very carefully around the outside edge of this thing, and I keep zoomed in because that way I can really do this right. And usually I just kind of get close to it. I'm still using a mouse here, so that way it's fair, I guess. At one point of this actual class, I'm going to switch over to a Wacom drawing tablet. You should own a Wacom drawing tablet is not a requirement, but I'm going to say that if you're going to be any kind of texture artist worth his salt, you're going to need one of those things. And I use a Wacom drawing tablet small. I hate the large ones, they're just too big. It takes too long to make a linear path from point A to point B. With the small one, you don't need a steady hand. So even though I was a tattoo artist for like 8 years and I do have a steady hand, but I like the leisure of not having to worry about it. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to darken this manhole cover up a little bit so it sticks out a little bit more. And that's under levels. Okay, so basically I'm matching the black point. Notice the black point here is much darker, so I'm looking at that hole right there compared to the black here. And then if I make it a little bit brighter, it sticks out more. If I'm unsure about the old distortion thing, sometimes I'll lay down an ellipse. I think it's Control and Shift. No. Looking for the right button combinations to make a circle. Oh, it's really close. Oh, that's Alt and Shift, by the way. So I'm just matching to see if this is actually a circle, and it is. Matches all the way around. My screen is a widescreen monitor, so it gave it kind of a look where it almost looked like it wasn't. And I can plop this down anywhere I want. This is a decal, I call them. And then when you get it inside, like Maya, you can take the UVs and position them any way you want to get the manhole covered wherever you want. So here's this big block. Just like that. No tricks whatsoever. The only trick here is I wouldn't want these UVs to be stacked on top of each other. So I only need a ground plane for this. I don't need an actual block. So I can take the faces and delete these. So that way it's just a ground plane. As you can see, I use the same texture, but in this area, the manhole cover is underneath the building. So, all right. So that's it for texturing. That's a few other workflows on how to do brick and match texture size. So now we're going to look at a different concept altogether in the next video.